Good evening, everyone who are logging in from India. Good morning, good afternoon to people who are logging from other parts of the globe. I am Atri Gangopadhyay, National Spokesperson, Chess Council of India. It is my privilege to introduce the moderator of today, Professor Dr. Surya Kant sir, who is based at Lucknow. He is the HOD KGMU Medical University, Lucknow. He has been or is the national office bearer, including president, secretary, editor of all registered chess societies of India. He has been a guru of the guru. Other than medical science, he has this passion for traditional medicine, including yoga. And maybe that is what is the platform of today. Without much ado, I would now want to request to play a teaser. This wonderful video has been conceptualized by our CCI founder, Dr. N.H. Krishna sir, and the hard work has been done by Mr. Vinod Yadav, who is a technical person who is helping us for the last 4 years in this webinar. And after which Professor Surya Kant sir will take over. The stage is yours. Yeah.
Okay, should I start, Atri? Master of
Yes,
Ceremony,
please.
Dr. Atri, should I
Yes,
start?
please. Yes, please.
Because it is customary to take permission from the Master of Ceremony, and today's Master of Ceremony is none other than my one of the brilliant younger brother from Ranchi, Dr. Atri Gangopadhyay. So today's webinar is very special, and the credit of designing, creating, producing, directing, choreographing, everything goes to our hero of the Chess Council of India, that is Dr. N.H. Krishna. So thank you, Dr. Krishna, for conceptualizing this webinar. which has got a very different, I would say, flavor. So, topic of the webinar is Ancient India to Pre-Modern India, Ocean of Religions and Medical Science too. And see the coincidence, we have 6 important religions in this country. Hinduism, and of course the Sikhism, Islam, Parsi, Jainism, Buddhism. And we have 6 panelists today. And our esteemed 6 panelists, this is my pleasant duty to introduce them. The other than Dr. Atri, Dr. Radha Munje. She is the leading pulmonologist of the country and very much inspiring woman pulmonologist, I would say. And I can say she is the role model for most of the female pulmonologists, young female pulmonologists. She is from Nagpur. And Dr. Vikram Oswal, who is a very young, charming, dynamic, of course, very important contributor in the National TB Elimination Program. And Dr. Vikas Oswal. So Dr. Vikas Oswal is from Mumbai. And another hero, rather lovely boy, I would say, lovely younger brother, I would say, Agam Vora, always present, always smiling. And he has his own style of presenting the things. So currently, he is the Secretary General of Association of Physicians of India. And Dr. Agam Vora is also from Mumbai. Dr. Keerat K. Sibia, popularly we call Choti Behan. So this Choti Behan is from Ludhiana, very pleasant and I would say very vibrant. And she is also one of the esteemed panelists, Dr. Keerat K. Sibia, and she is from Ludhiana. And of course, last but not the least, very dynamic, I would say, and very spiritual, I would say, because I have not seen these such type of medical fraternity people in our country who have equal interest in the medicine as well as in the spirituality, religion, and so many other things. So he has come up with a lot of things from the Islam. So he will represent the Islamic theories and concept of medicine and health. Dr. SA Rafi. He is from pulmonologist from Hyderabad. So I welcome all these 6 panelists. And I welcome the NH Krishna, the founder, president and trustee of the Chess Council of India. And I also welcome the current president, Dr. Ashish Dubey, and the current National General Secretary, Dr. Anil Maske. And if I forget Dr. Vijay Kumar Chennam Chetty, I used to say troubleshooter for any webinar. Whenever I have worked as a moderator, I don't know why Krishna, most of the time they had chosen me moderator. They don't consider me as a panelist or a speaker because they don't find the material inside me to speak or to orate. They always think that he's a good person for moderator. Thank you, Krishna, for considering me as a moderator. And the Chennam Chetty, Vijay Kumar Chennam Chetty is always troubleshooter for me. So thank you, Dr. Vijay Chennam Chetty. So I think with this, we now just we say namaste and we have the smaran of all our gods and the pegambers and prophets of our own religions. And here we will represent the 6 religions. Unfortunately, the Christian representative, she felt ill. So Atri has taken over. So Atri, thank you very much for keeping your role as a reserve but powerful panelist. So he is my powerful and of course, reserve panelist, and he will respond to the questions related with the Christianity concept of medicine and health, and also the other tough and I would say difficult question even the moderator cannot answer. So you can understand the power of Atri. So
Namaste.
With these few words,
thank you everyone for coming here. Sir Krishna has come.
Krishna is there. Yeah, welcome Krishna. Yeah, welcome Krishna.
Thank you everyone for coming here and nurturing my brainchild so well. So regards, I'll be here watching it, and whenever there happens a necessity, I'm sure the entire team is so powerful. They will take care of everything. I think we have a presentation from Vikas Oswal in the very beginning.
Yeah. So in nutshell, I would say that for last so many thousands and thousands of years, our humanity evolved. And this evolution led to the concept of various dharma and religion. I'm not going into the debate what is dharma and what is religion, but I would say that yes, if you say one important dharma, that is Sanatan Dharma, means eternal dharma. So since time immortal, this dharma, and then of course we have various concepts, various holy books, various pagambers, prophets, then we can have in general majority of 6 religions. And out of these religions, lot of theories of health, disease, and fitness and treatment, they came out. So today, for flow of the program would be that first, Dr. Vikas Oswal, he will present a PowerPoint presentation. Then our panelists come into the picture. And then, of course, I'll keep on asking the various questions related to their specialty. Not I'm talking of pulmonary specialty, but a specialty of their religion, I would say. So I have designated so many panelists to different respective religions, and I will come one by one. So Vikas, please present your PowerPoint presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Really very much happy and obliged to CCI. Thank you, CCI, for actually considering me for this particular topic. Because till date, to be very frank, this is the first topic I'm going to deliver, which is going to be non-tubercular topic. But till date, I have delivered only tuberculosis. But yes, the topic is fantastic. Ancient India to pre-modern India, religion and medicine. And for this, I've just chosen one topic, like for this particular, now since we all are going to discuss many things about different religions and medicinal practice in their own religion. But to start with, I'm very happy. The first thing what I'm going to start with is not bounded to any religion. Rather, this is for each and every human being, that is humanity. That's very, very and very important for us. Yes, that's very true. Yoga. I've just gone to all the literatures right now, and I have found the importance of this particular practice, that is yogasanas, in each and every holy book. Let it be even Quran, let it be even Bible, let it be even our granthas, in Vedas, Vedic, any and every book has mentioned about this particular thing, that is yoga. The first slide, which gives a message, not a human. This is a human, not of any religion, no Hindu, no Sikhi, no Sai, no Isai, nothing. But yes, a human being who is waking up early in the morning, and that's what the message needs to be passed on. Waking up early in the morning, regular sleep practices, a regular discipline in your sleep, and following certain exercises definitely will mind your way, definitely will take you a long way for your own good. And that's what this slide is all about. Now, yogasanas, basically, we think that, yes, when the yogasana, the word comes in our mind, what we think is always sitting into meditation pose, asanas, doing some poses. No, it's not only that. But rather, yogasanas, yoga has come from the past. The origin is far, far and far beyond what you can think of. Right now, we are attending many classes of power yogas, different yogas, hatha yogas. But the origin, if you see, it's all mentioned in the old literatures. And that's what we're going to touch upon right now. Yes, this is one of the source of yogasanas, the origin of yogasanas. Yoga is essentially a spiritual discipline based on extremely subtle science, which focuses on bringing harmony between mind and body. That is very important. This connection needs to be made for an utter thing. It is an art of science of healthy living. The word yoga is derived from a Sanskrit root, that is yug, meaning to join or to yoke or to unite together. Now, this unity is between the mind and the body, what is called as yoga. As per yogic scriptures, the practice of yoga leads to union of individual consciousness with that of universal consciousness. When there is a link between both these consciousness, trust me, indicating a perfect harmony between mind and body, a man and the nature. According to modern scientists, everything in universe is just a manifestation of same quantum firmament having attained to a state of freedom referred to as mukti, nirvana, or moksha. And yes, this is what the goal should be. It is like that line. First is we need to draw a satisfactory line, because in today's day, what we are doing is we are just running, running, and running. We also don't know for whom are we running, from what are we running, until where we are going to run. In this busy schedule, in this busy life, there you need to draw a line. You need to calm your mind. You need to deep dive in your own self if you really want to attain this state of mind. The aim of yoga, self-realization. That's very important. To overcome all kinds of suffering leading to state of liberation, that is to attain moksha, or a freedom, that is kevalya. It's been widely considered as immortal culture outcome of Indus Saraswati Valley civilization. That is 2700 BC. Right from there, those time, it has been, being preached and being transformed to other generations. Yes, the history, we all can see such kind of fossils and seals. And this is what are the indication or the proof which which we need to believe that these asanas, these practices are right from those days and not just the recent modification or the recent enlightenment given by a scientist. No, our Veda, our ancestors were the best scientists, I would say. Rather, they had already attained those nirvanas, those enlightened, got enlightened completely with those form of say light or say this thing, where they had already started preaching, and this is what is the history. The number of seals and fossils remains of Indus Saraswati Valley civilization with yogic motives and figure performing yoga sadhanas suggests the presence of yoga in ancient India. The phallic symbols, seals of idol of Mother Goddess, are suggestive of Tantra yogas of those days. Presence of yoga is available in folk tradition, Indus Valley civilization, Vedic and Upanishadic heritage, Buddhist and Jain traditions, darshanas, epics of Mahabharatas, Ramayanas. So we are having all this proofs right now that it's not the recent practices what we are doing just by going to some classes, performing some sort of say asanas is not exactly what is yogasanas. To attain this particular, we need to deep dive in history, and these are the proof of the fossils or the carvings which we see on the temples, where they are already been practicing in those days, giving an education or in giving an lessons to us that it is not only performing these poses, but you need to somewhere really go and deep dive in yourself to attain and have a complete control on your mind, your body, the soul. This is the proof which we get from the ancient sculptures or the ancient carvings. Just by performing asanas right now, it is not that we are just copying them. You don't need to just copy them. You need to completely follow the path or their preachings if you really want to attain those enlightenments. This is the proof of the carvings on the stone of the temples, which I've already give us, and proof that yes, yogasanas are being practiced right from those days and not the today's practices. Historical evidences, all these asanas exist were from pre-Vedic period, that is 2700 BC, and thereafter till Patanjali's period. The main sources from which we get information about yoga practices and related literature during this period are available in Vedas, in Upanishads, in Smriti teachings of Buddhism, Jainism, Panini, epics of Purans, etc. So there are 4 types of yogas, if you ask me: karma, kriya, bhakti, jnana. So what is karma exactly? It is not just following poses, but we need to somewhere understand these small things, karmas. If you can joyfully involve yourself in any activity, it is karma. But that activity needs to be done with complete joyfulness. But if you just do an effort, it is only karma without yoga. So no yoga, it is only karma. So to do karma yoga, you need to practice both together. Kriya. With the path of Kriya, you are not only seeking realization, you also want to know the mechanics of life making. Bhakti, if you use your own emotions and try to reach the ultimate, we call this as Bhakti Yoga. Whereas Jnana, what I do, what I know, and what I do not know is all about knowing. That is Jnana. 8 points. These are the tree of yoga. That is two, that is Yama and Niyamas. They are nothing but the roots of the tree. That is universal ethics and individual ethics. That means Brahmacharya, Satya, Asteya, Ahimsa. All these are the key things to be followed in Yamas. Whereas Niyamas, there are certain points to be followed in Niyamas for individual ethics. Whereas Pranayamas and Prayatras are control of senses. They are the main trunk of the tree. Dharana and Dhyana, that is concentration and meditation are the main branches of this tree. And the ultimate goal is Samadhi, that is bliss. Guru Shishya Paramparas. Now, basically, this is all about that yoga is do not believe or they are not adhering to any particular religion, belief system or community. It has always been approached as a technology for the inner well-being from a guru to a shishya. It has always been given, it has been delivered, it has been always gifted to their youngsters, their students, and this is how it has come and reached to us also. Anyone who practices yoga with involvement can reap its benefit, irrespective of one's faith, ethnicity, or cultures. So, depending upon this, there are many schools of yogas which has come up after that. That is traditional school of yogas, that is Gnana yoga, Bhakti yoga, Karma yoga, Dhyana yoga, etc. and etc. Swasa Praswasa, I would like to focus on this because since we are chest physicians, pranayamas consist in developing awareness of one's breathing, followed by willful regulation of respiration as the functional or vital basis of one's existence. It is not just breathing, but the breathing, there is a pattern in breathing. And that's what even we advise our patients that firstly breathing, just, constrict this while breathing. If you have a COPD, yes, they are technique of breathing. That is nothing but the knowledge which we have got from our ancestors. So that's what is very much important. Dhyana meditation, that is, let us start with Pratyatra, that is indicate dissociation of one's consciousness from a sense organ which helps one to remain connected with external objects. Dharana, that is indicates a broad-based field of attention. That is Jnana, that is meditation, is contemplation, and Samadhi integration. This is the main thing, if you ask me. Bandhas and mudras are nothing but the sum of the positions of the practices with the pranayams. Satkarmas are detoxifications procedures which you need to remove the toxins from your body. And Yuktaras, that is right food and right habit is very important. It's not only meditation. Yoga is more than poses, how you breathe, the meditation technique, the chanting, visualization exercises, study of yoga philosophy, selfless services such as volunteer work known as karma yoga, do voluntarily, and moral perspects against stealing, lying, doing harms to yourself or others. So what are the benefits in our today's science? These preaching rituals from our ancestors, they improve the flexibility of our body, they build your muscle strength, perfects your posture, protects your spine, better your bone, increases your self-esteem, it increases your self-strength, esteem and strengthness, give you an inner strength, increases your confidence, prevents cartilages and bone joint breakdowns, and it prevents other digestive problems. So yes, as you all know, this is the way we used to preach others, we used to greet others, the namaskaram. But now we have shifted from namaskaram to handshakes. But yes, there are many benefits of namaskaram versus side effects or rather ill effects of shaking hands, which we are going to discuss in our panel. So these yogas are nothing but just a tip of an iceberg. There is a lot beyond yogasanas, not only yogasanas, but a lot many things like food, habitat, or what we think, what we believe, what we eat, which have been preached by all the this religion. Let us see and discuss with our panels what they have to serve, what they have, to serve our community over here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Oswal. I think it's a very brief, precise overview of yoga. At a very short span of time, you have, I think, completed 360-degree of yoga information. Thank you. Thank you very much. Dr. Vikas, I will come later, related questions to you related to yoga. But as our tradition, Indian tradition is ladies first. So I will come to Dr. Radha Munje. Dr. Radha Munje, are you there? Dr. Radha Munje, can you hear me?
I'm there.
Yeah, yes. Dr. Radha, welcome. Yeah. Thank you. Dr. Radha, so the first question of this panel discussion is of this wonderful evening, organized by Chess Council of India. That is, basically you are representing the female voice, important female voice, although we have two females in this panel group. And second, you are representing also the our Hinduism. So I'll ask first question to you. So rather, I have combined two things for you. Is there any evidence, I would say evidence by scriptures related to exercise and health and related to the meal and health? So two important things, exercise and health.
And the second one is
diet and health. Second is the diet and health or meal and health. So yes. Can you give me some, if I say in the term of modern medicine, I would say that evidence-based, you see some light yes. On these two issues that can be, especially you can give the references of the scriptures. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Surya Kant, for asking me this very important question. And of course, CCI to bring all these discussions and inputs on air for everybody. Just last week, I was invited for one lecture, and when I was studying something needed for that, I read the definition of health given by WHO. And when I read further, I found that health has already been well defined in our scriptures, which takes into consideration the social health as well as the mental health. So like we were very happy and proud that till now only physical health was considered. Now mental health is included and all that. But if you go back, you already have it there. And scriptures are so large that it's not easy to catch each and everything that you want to. I think it would take years and years for us to read, decipher and take out the exact meaning which was meant for that. Now I go on to the question that you have asked and allow me to read because this I have taken from the scripture. Vyayamat labhate swasthyam dirghayusham balam sukham arogyam paramam bhagyam swasthyam sarvartha sadhanam. So they say that health is the biggest wealth in one's life. However, it can be only achieved if you have been exercising regularly. It not only gives a long life, but also gives a healthy life as well as energy for your day-to-day activities as well as to render services to the society. So that is one. Other we have is Punarvittam, Punarmitram. I'm sure everybody who has logged in will smile somewhere. Punarvittam, Punarmitram, Punarbharya, Punarmahi. Etat sarvam punarlabhyam na shariram punah punah. So if you lose a friend, if you lose wife, if you lose your wealth, there is one way or the other to get it back. You may get new friends, you may get married again, you may start working and again earn what you have lost. But once you lose your health to the point that there is a time when it's crucial to retain your body, you are not going to get it again. So this emphasizes that scriptures, because these are written thousands and thousands of years ago, they have already realized that importance of health in toto, a holistic health. And that too is equally related with exercise. When we talk of exercise, it's not only the physical exercise, and as Vikas have already shown, that when you are doing all such exercises, physical work, you are one with nature, you are one with God or the religion in which you became. So you are also doing it mentally. And that is what is needed. The second question you said was about food. There have been various guidelines in the scripture, which you, me, and everybody I think who has logged in follow these instructions because they have come from your parents, they have come from your grandparents, and you have lived with it since your childhood. तो आपको और हमको ये नहीं पता कि ये किसने बनाया है, हम तो बस फॉलो करते हैं. Then what we need to do is we have to understand why it is so. So if, for example, somebody asks to eat something और घर में कुछ अच्छा बना है और वो बच्चा बोलता है मुझे बार बार खाना है, तो the mother or whosoever is in the house says नहीं बेटा अभी आपने खाया है, थोड़ा रुक जाओ. So that थोड़ा रुक जाओ is not because the food is not ready or not because you don't want to allow, but it is because पहले का खाया हुआ remains undigested. Unless that, we all know about gastric emptying time. It's at least 3 hours. So unless that time is over, you should not be having your second meal. So bhojanagre sada pathyam lavanadraka bhakshanam agni sandipanam rucham jivva kantha vishodhanam. Apart from that, when you eat, it's not only that your stomach should be empty, but also at the time when you have your food, your stomach should be ready with digestive juices. We have all seen, can I take 1 minute, Dr. Surya Kant, because I don't want to
Sure.
on others.
Very interesting. Very interesting, ma'am.
So
Continue.
we have all heard about Pavlov's pouch in physiology. And like, we are so amazed कि अरे बाप रे वो कुत्ते को खाना दिया and gastric juice वो तो देखे बराबर secrete होने लगा, खाने के पहले ही secrete हो गया and all that. Okay. This has come in our strictures that if you want to have a good digestive system, a good appetite, and after having a good appetite, you will naturally eat more. खाने के बाद उसको आप पचाएंगे कैसे? How will you digest it? So for having good appetite and good digestive juices, your meal should start with a pinch of ginger and the rock salt. This is automatically going to secrete the juices, allowing you to digest what you eat. So most importantly, your stomach should be empty when you eat. आपको भूख लगी हुई चाहिए. You know, it's not the whim of the tongue. जितना हम, we take liberty while speaking, scolding, or even telling others what to be done or not to be done. Same liberty we take when something is to be swallowed in. खाते हैं तब. So we need to have that control कि भूख लगने के बाद ही आप खाना खाइए. पहले का खाना डाइजेस्टेड हो गया या मिनिमम 3 to 4 hours के बाद ही आप खाइए. Eat only that much which is giving you a feeling of fullness and not fullness till your throat. Actually, in fact, there has been a joke that if somebody overeats, a time may come when you can put a finger and take out and show what I have eaten. It's there in the olden literature also. So that stage should not come. You should have enough of digestive juices secreted in your body or in your stomach so that whatever you eat is not only digested. The purpose of eating is not joy, but the purpose of eating is to nourish your body. We talk so much about fats, carbohydrate, micronutrients, everything. But from where does it come? Simple supplementation does not help. It is your routine day-to-day food which already has these elements. These elements have to be absorbed for a proper nourishment of body. So I think Dr. Surya Kant, I have answered both of the questions.
Yeah,
in a
you
very
have answered
lengthy
both perfectly. So wonderful. Then, of course, from Nagpur, I'll switch over to Mumbai. Dr. Agam, are you there? Dr. Agam Vora?
Sure.
Hi, Dr. Agam.
Hello,
Namaste.
sir.
Welcome.
Namaste.
Welcome. So Dr. Agam is always ready. And I will say a man of perfection. So Dr. Agam, you are representing not only today you are not representing the pulmonary medicine. Today you are not representing the API. Today you are representing the Jainism. So I don't know how many people in this country know that our Secretary of Association of Physicians of India and great pulmonologist from Mumbai, he is Jain. I don't know, because your surname does not speak Jain. So, so this is I would say, a wonderful tactics of the Krishna that so many people will now come to know. And one very interesting story I will say, because I'm pure vegetarian and I don't take even garlic, etc. So whenever I check in any hotel, so I ask, hey, I'm Dr. Surya Kant, will stay 3 days for you, and I'm a Jain. So it is my secret that when I say Jain, okay, sir, you will be requiring the garlic-free, onion-free, pure vegetarian. Yes, I will be requiring such type of food. So I'm very much happy. So whenever I fly, I ask my travel agent to put Jain food, not Hindu food, not Asian meal, but Jain food. And I'm very happy I'm getting the very tasty food. So thank you very much. Today and yesterday, I came to know that you are a Jain. So this is my disclaimer. Dr. Agam Vora, in Hindi also, in tradition also, we say, what is more important for the life than the breathing and water? It is the food. So, कहते हैं 2 वक्त की रोटी बहुत जरूरी है. So the days were there earlier when usually diabetics were advised that take small, multiple, frequent meals. And the story has gone. Now the evidence-based has come. Rather, it has changed from multiple small frequent meals to the intermittent fasting. So first, when, of course, I left to the Dr. Radha, to the diet only. So I will again come to you only, Dr. Agam Vora, that what Jainism says about the diet, why they are so much pertinent that you should not take anything after sunset, you should take not take this thing. And so can you elaborate what is the concept of diet and health in Jainism?
Wow.
Dr. Agam, yeah.
Thank you very much, sir, for those nice words. And it's always a pleasure to do program when you are moderating. You bring so much of life to these events. And Krishna, thank you. Only you can come out with such topics. When I got a call, I thought, it must be something on COPD, asthma and TB, and I would look for those, YouTube chori slide, Surya Kant sir ka kuch na kuch talk mil jayega, Vikas ka kuch na kuch talk mil jayega. I will just copy paste and prepare my talk. And here is the catch. There is something on mythology and traditional medicines. And thanks for reminding me I'm Jain. So, Jainism. Okay. There are a lot of rituals, a lot of things specific about Jainism and what Jainism believes. Jainism believes in, there are various rituals, there are various ways in which Jainism teaches you about disease state and remaining healthy. If you see, most of the Jain monks have that something called as Mukh Vatika or Mukh Vastra or something similar to mask. So it was tradition for a number of years, because in Jainism, ahimsa is given a lot of importance. And by ahimsa, we don't only mean that man to man, but even philosophy says that you should not harm any other living creature. That is what is the basic or the fundamental thinking with Jainism. And when you talk aloud, Jainism concept says you may harm the living organisms. An idea is to protect environment by that, and of course, by reducing the air transfer of airborne diseases. You said about diet. Jainism believes a lot in vegetarian diet, because Jainism believes that we can't harm animals and we have to respect the other life as well. Jainism believes that there is life not only in birds and animals and plant and the living creatures like human being, but Jainism believes that there is life even in water, even in air, even in earth that we breathe in. And to maintain the fabric of society, it is important to respect every other life. Fasting has got a lot of importance in Jainism, and then the fasting could go on from complete fasting, where you don't even drink water for a number of days. That happens during Paryushan, where it is called Nakoda Upvas, where you don't even have water for nine days together. And then comes the intermittent fasting, like where you have Ambel, or there is something called as Choviar, where we practice not eating anything after sunset. Or there may be even fasting which goes on for a 1 full year, which is called Varshita. And when you go into literature, literature says it leads to something called as metabolic switch. And this switch, this fasting, and recently, I think 4 years ago, a Japanese scientist got even a Nobel Prize for his work on this fasting related metabolic changes that happens in body. The fasting helps you in reducing weight. Fasting helps you in switching metabolism. Fasting helps you in reducing inflammation. Fasting helps you in a concept called autophagy, where there are diseased or pre-malignant tissues which are lysed by body's own mechanism. Jainism strongly believes in ahar evo vichar. It tells you the kind of food that you eat. That is something called as tamasi food. It leads to a different kind of thoughts and probably makes you a little more wild and a little more angry. And it believes in the basic principles of ahimsa. There is something called as anekant, and there is something called as aparigraha. Ahimsa is, of course, non-violence. Anekant means respecting everybody's opinion, in the sense it's not only that I am right. You have to be in contact or in conjunction with nature around you. And aparigraha or limited, alpa parigraha means minimalism. We believe in minimalistic life. So these are a few of the principles of Jainism that comes to my mind. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Agam. I think first time you are spoken this Jainism on the medical platform. Maybe you
First
have
time
spoken,
ever, not only on medical platform, ever.
even not in the public domain, probably you have spoken about this. So thank you, CCI. We are all thankful to the Chess Council of India and Dr. Krishna for this wonderful concept. Now I'm coming to the Islam. So now, Dr. Safi.
Just a minute. Can I add something to what Agam said?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Allow me, Agam. Actually, even if everything is written in the Jain religion, which he told us about, but when I was listening to what Agam was saying, I could make out that whatever the ritual is of eating before sunset actually goes hand in hand with nature. Now you have electricity, so there is no difference between day and night. There is only light and darkness in our life. There is nothing like day and night. Right? But in the olden times, when they were not using electricity and other sources of light were involved, whatever were that, aap ghee ka diya jalao, tel jalao, lakdi jalao, whatever. So that was not done very late at night for, of course, safety purposes. Okay? तो आपका खाना हमेशा अंधेरा होने के पहले हो जाता था. And in turn, it is with the principle of eating कि आप सोने के 2-3 घंटा पहले खाना खाओ, रात को लेट खाना मत खाओ. The things that you and me keep on telling our patients, not only for better digestion, but to avoid GERD, asthma, COPD, ILDs. We keep on telling all this. So I find a lot of scientific studies which are already done. Unfortunately, they are not quoted in religious or ancient scriptures. But everything is based on observation, a very good observation, and noting it down. Yes, Vikas.
Yeah. Thank you. It has been noted in our Jain Granthas. The first main reason of not having at night, that is doing Chauviyar, that is before sunset. The main reason is, since Jainism is all about ahimsa, they believe in even not harming even the microest organism, is what we believe. And during sunset, that is after sunset, there is lot of organisms or microorganisms which actually come into picture in nature. That's the fact. And second reason, yes, what you told is light, that in darkness, there is lot of microorganisms which actually replicates, multiply during night time. And that's the reason you end up harming more and more lives. And that's the reason we just don't eat anything after sunset.
It may...
thank you, Aman. Yeah, Agam.
Sir, if I may add, it also says that probably eating before sunset, and it's, I think, proven, there are a lot of studies available which says that it leads to better digestion, it leads to better quality sleep, and it matches with your circadian clock. So it says, if your clock, your circadian rhythm synchronizes with probably a universal or a solar cycle, you have a better balance of health state. I think that also is one of the fundamentals, if I could put it in the right words. Thank you.
Thank you, Radha Munje ji and Dr. Vikas and Dr. Agam. You see, Dr. Radha, partially you are correct as far as the medicine is concerned, the medical science is concerned. But you cannot underestimate the power of sunlight. You cannot compare rather the sunlight with the tube light, LED light. Sunlight is the sunlight, tube light is the tube light. There is no comparison.
That is what so, I said. That in our life now.
Let me. So I think I agree the concept of Jainism, that the medically, the concept of biological clock, number one. Number two, it has been proven that during 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., the maximum healing of the damaged tissue and cells occurs when you sleep. So 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. is the time where you will get the benefit of the natural healing process by biological clock. And this has been proven evidence-based. So I think this is the time if you really require the healing in the night. So you have to sleep between 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. And if you want to sleep at 10 p.m., so before 3 hours, as per your UC version, you have to finish your dinner. So by 7 p.m., you have to finish, and 7 p.m. is the sunset time. So, okay. So as a moderator, I have to, I think, balance everything. So the conclusion is that it is better to have your dinner in and around sunset time. So 7, maximum 7:30, maximum 8 p.m. Because there should be definite, because of the region of GERD and so many other problems, there should be gap of at least 3 hours from the dinner and whenever you are going to sleep. So by this concept, and there is a natural, of course, the healing power between 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. So that is the concept of biological clock. And now this, because already so many Nobel Prizes, they have been given to the biological clock and so many things. And there is now a society called Indian Society of Chronomedicine. I'm member and fellow of this society and very much active. Now I am, understanding the concept of chronomedicine and this biological clock. So now I'm going to the Islam. I'm going from Mumbai to Hyderabad. So we started our journaling panel discussion starting from Nagpur, going to Mumbai. Now I'm again going to from west to south to Hyderabad. Yes, Dr. Rafi is there?
Yes, sir.
So Dr. Rafi, you see, India is the only, probably only country in the world which have given home, shelter for all regions of the world. Maybe Parsis, maybe Jews, maybe Islam, maybe so many religions. And our own, the religions which originated in this country like Jainism and Buddhism, Sikhism, so many religions. So maybe religions born in the country or maybe born outside the country. We always welcome them. And all prophets, they always had a dream to come India, to experience the India. And whenever they get opportunity, they came. So I'll ask you, what is the concept of diet and the lifestyle? The two things, the lifestyle and the diet in the Islam for the maintenance of health and for making the person disease free. Dr. Rafi.
Thank you, Surya Kant sir, for that question. And then before answering, I just wanted to thank Krishna ji for giving an opportunity this, and Vijay, my good friend, is referring me as to be a panelist, and Atri bhai, Agam, Vora ji, Vikas, and Radha Munje madam, all to be a part of like all elite. I am really elated. But to coming back to your question, sir, like after hearing purely Jainism, which is like a very lifestyle, which is very minimalistic and all, slightly different as an Islam when you see, even it suggests a moderation. Anything in life has a moderation. Being in the dietary habits, Islamic wise, if you see, they are non-vegetarians, but still it has not told in scriptures that what you do not need should not be stuffed in. So it is more like what you need it at the juncture of the, in the pyramidal food chain. It has been allowed to eat non-veg, but on the same token, but it doesn't suggested for guzzling down or slurping in or being really overdoing it. So one of the key concepts of Islam, I would say, as a dietary wise, has to be in the scriptures. What has been told, those fruits, nuts. I'm not mentioning in broadly, but you can say, as mentioned, like dates and oil wise, olive oil, honey. Some are there is in Indian culture. I think there is a lot of overlap. What we can see, and you see the spices also, like curcumin, kalonji has been mentioned. And also other food products which are good to be eaten, which are fresh, should be consumed for the dietary diet. And also, as you said, moderation. First and foremost concept of even in Islam has been fasting as one of the main pillars of a lifestyle, which has been suggested for the what you call Swam or Rosa. That is also been overlappingly in all other religions like Jainism and other Hindu religions. Even in many other religions, it has been suggested. Even in Christianity, I'm sure, like the Lent days are there. At least you cut down on what you eat, kind of things. So fasting also, it is like intermittent fasting here when we see. It also improves your, when you're seeing as, I think many references have been there, which improves insulin sensitivity, boosts the immune system, enhances mental clarity, all those things. And in a daily life, say, one more big key ingredient also we have seen when compared to other religions also is salah. That is what namaz, salah, or a prayer, whatever you call it. In that sense, prayer is an integral part. It has to be intermittently, has been suggested like 5 times as a minimum, because actually they say in the scripture and the hadith, it has been suggested to be done like all the time for the, praying for the God. But I think Prophet has actually bargained. Our humans are like so, not that capable. So reduce the number to 5. Otherwise, it would have been much more. That's what they say in scripture. So it's the minimal, basic, intermittent prayer in intermittent times actually makes you connect to the Almighty, and at the same time, keeps you on the rails, not getting derailed. I think that is the reason I think it is prescribed at time to time connecting to the Almighty. That is the prayer, salah has been done. Physical part of it in the daily life, we have seen it is pretty also connects because it is similar to, in the early morning yoga you're doing is a Surya Namaskar, those kind of things. Even this is in the prayer. You do these postures like, bending down and then kneeling down and then sashtangam, like you also, go into the ruku, sajda, what we call it. Also, comparably, you can say that is also physically also it is a stretchable, stretching your body and then able to be flexible. And also one more ingredient of the lifestyle of Islam, what we see is a charity. So zakat, what we call it as. So this one, especially in the Ramzan month, what they give, this also actually sanctifies your earnings, what you're doing. Of course, you're doing in a moral way, you're doing in a very righteous way, the earning, but I think it's still not sanctified if you're not, sharing it with who's less fortunate. So that is also has been suggested, which actually a socially connection gets established, and then community-wise, you can also gives, in the health-wise, when you see it improves your mental well-being, it reduces stress, it increases the feeling of gratitude. That's what they told. And then another part has been avoidable. Things like haram word has been kept, which is avoidable, like intoxication, or certain meats have been mentioned, but I think still you are a meat eater. But on the same token, probably what it looks like a medicinally, when you see even the non-vegetarians, looking at the, in the food chain, you don't want to consume which is filthy kind of thing. So that's how it has to be attributed. But anyway, so that is one thing. And also cleanliness. I think also has been suggested, wudu, that is wazu, what we do it. So actually, even it is imperative for each Islamic person to do wudu and then go to the bed. So probably you wouldn't have the evil impacts or any disturbances through your regular sleep pattern, so that you purify yourself and then go to the bed. So these are the couple of daily life looking in the perspective of Islamic. And then we said healthy eating, halal, haram has been said. And then regular physical activity suggested, social connections, gratitude and reflection, forgiveness and mercy. All these being there overlapping with other religions as well. But I think this is this is how it needs to be lead as a regular life. And even spending also has been mentioned clearly in Quran. You cannot splurge. That is haram. You have to spend, not spendthrift. You cannot be spendthrift. You cannot be splurging. So you have to be moderating even in spending and doing anything on yourself, what is needed. So I think some of the points are actually usually in the lifestyle of Islam, which I am pretty sure concurs with any Indianized lifestyle as well.
Okay, Ravi, it's all from your side, Rafi? Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, foods and specific foods I have not mentioned. But
okay, great. So I think in last, as a moderator, when I will conclude, then of course try to collect the various style, rituals, practices in various various religions. And then I will try to collect the commonalities among the various religions regarding the health and lifestyle, promoting the health. So now from Hyderabad, we want to now shift to Ludhiana. And Choti Didi, Choti Behan.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, how are you, Keerat?
I'm fine, sir. Very nice to see you today. All thanks to Krishna, bringing us all together from all over the country.
Okay, so from Hyderabad, we have reached to Ludhiana. And I want to know from you, for our important delegates, I don't know how many they have logged in for today's program. I mean, the Krishna can update or any other technical partner.
I just now got a message that over 2,100 people are watching us live.
Okay,
so that's something wonderful. 2,100 plus people are watching us live. Even leaving the Olympics, they are watching us live. So that is something wonderful, all of you. And the Lupin company, you people have also worked hard. Great job.
Great job. So our educational partner, Lupin, has really worked hard for disseminating this webinar to the various parts of the country and different our medical fraternity friends. So, Keerat, can you, you see two things from the Sikhism. Sikhism, what is the concept of the lifestyle and the diet regarding the health and fitness? What Sikhism says about this? And can you give me the today, this evening, what is the secret of paratha is already cooked in this thing oil, and the every Punjabi want you see one a small packet of the Amul that is makhan also. So what is the reason? Already oil, then you have more oil, more fat, add on Amul makhan or any makhan. So what is the concept of this? And the second, what is the, I mean, my favorite dish also, the makke ki roti and sarson ka saag. What is this combination? Is there any science of health is there? Is there any science of fitness is there behind two things? More oil, more fat, more ghee, and of course the combination of makka ki roti and sarson ka saag. Yes, Keerat, to you.
Sir, what an interesting question that you've lot of focus on makki ki roti and sarson ka saag. I think you seem to quite enjoy the delicacy of Punjab. But here's what I like to start with. First of all, Sikhism, I'll try to be very concise and I'll try to simplify it. Honestly, it's not very tough to simplify Sikhism because one, it is one of the most recent and modern religions. Second, the whole premise of Sikhism is just talking about God and focusing on God. If you look at the scriptures of Sikhism, they talk only and only about God. And in different verses, in different poets, in a poetic manner or in a sonnets, no, it's just talking about God. If you talk about lifestyle, that's a different thing that comes along with it. But the scriptures don't exactly, they're not emphasizing on that. But yeah, in connection to God, everything is emphasized. I'd like to start with Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who was the first guru of the Sikhs. We have had 10 gurus. And overall, Sikhism focuses or wants to make life easy, wants people to focus on God and not on rituals. So making life less complicated. Guru Nanak Dev Ji had 3 golden rules. One is always remember God. So whatever you're doing, whatever work you're doing, whatever job you're doing, you're working in the farms, traditionally people are farmers here. We are a farming community. If you're thinking, you must think of God. If you're eating food, you must remember God. And I think this is a practice that must be followed. And I think a lot of people would be aware when you're cooking also, if you're mindful and you're remembering God, the food becomes prasad.
Yeah.
Second is, sir, when langar is cooked for the community, it is always done with a very holy belief. Again, the langar itself, it gets that spiritual positive energy and the focus on nutrition for the community as a whole. It is not at an individual level that the community must get nutritious meal. Anywhere in the world, person from any religion, any caste, any community is most welcome to come to the Gurdwara and have meal. Nobody in a village should sleep on an empty stomach is the concept. Everybody should have a meal or 2 or 3 meals in a day because most langars will be providing service around the clock. So first is always remember God. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, be mindful. Second is earn your living honestly. It is not possible to have a mental peace of mind if what you're doing, you're not honest with it. Third would be what Guru Nanak Dev Ji's third golden principle is, share your earning with the poor and the needy. So this is what I was taught ever since childhood. These are the 3 golden rules, and that really is the premise of our living and how we look at life. The concept of service before self, the concept of langar or community living, it comes from there only. That is the reason you'll find, there are even Sikhs in England who are going to places like Syria and providing services, going to Nepal providing services in floods and earthquakes, even though they don't have anybody from their own community in that area. So the concept of recognizing the entire human race as one. So this is in brief about Sikhism. As a pulmonologist, I must emphasize that Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Guru, he, on the 13th of April, 1699, when he established the Khalsa Panth, the Sikhism as a religion, he outlawed tobacco and smoking, and he proclaimed that wine is bad, bhang or hemp it destroys one generation, but tobacco it destroys all generations. So this is what Sikhism talks about in terms of intoxication. It is it is against intoxicants. Second, I would like to emphasize that there are Sikh martial arts which people are not aware of. There's Gatka and other Sikh martial arts, and the Sikh soldiers or the army of the Guru has always been referred to as saint soldiers. They have to be connected to God when they are involving in physical activity, when they're involving in fighting and martial art practices. And as a policy or as a practice, whenever Sikhs they went to defend areas, they were not aggressive as in attacking to conquer more land, but whatever was brought under their jurisdiction, they were supposed to not treat those people or their belongings as trophies. They were supposed to treat them with respect and provide justice to them. So this is in short about the Sikh philosophy of living. Talking about the pranthas and the meals in general in Sikhism is the concept of alap ahar, that is eat less, sleep in moderation. Food being very simple, when we look at the concept of langar, which was started with the first Guruji, the food consisted of millets. The langar was made of millets. And I think now in today's time, millets are coming back in vogue. People are understanding that they are gluten-free and they are good for health. Understanding the concept of basic, simple foods, simple living, high thinking. Talking about the more complicated foods, sir, aloo pranthas, if they are taken every day in the morning, they are fine, but we have to see how much physical activity we are involved in. Traditionally, the people of the north, the farming community, they have been working very heavy load, working in the fields for long hours. So they did need that kind of nutrition. So they could have a few pranthas, but we have to see what we can afford in terms of our lifestyle. Talking specifically of Amul butter, you mentioned. Sir, Amul butter, we in Punjab, we eat Vedka butter. That is the local milk corporation. And so these are ultra-processed butters. Traditionally, when you read about butter which is made at home, it is 50% fat and 50% protein. But if you read about Amul butter, it is 100% fat. So it's really unhealthy. So if you're eating makki ki roti, sarson ka saag, which is again, it coincides with or corroborates with the son of soil theory, that we are in the north, in our area, we have mustard, and the season of mustard, that is the winter season when people are cold. So mustard is a very healthy food to eat with makki, which is again the corn flour, which is available only during that season. Again, mustard oil, again available during that time. So local oil. See, if you look at the south, people use coconut oil. It's available in abundance in that area. Over here we have mustard oil, so it makes sense to use that, and it's one of the healthiest oils to consume. If you read about it, it is high in omega-3 fatty acids, and I was comparing it with olive oil. It's actually healthier than olive oil. But we need to understand the concept of using oils which are cold pressed and not refined. Even refined mustard oil would be unhealthy compared to cold pressed oil. For that matter, any oil we should prefer it that it is cold pressed. And we consume makki ki roti, sarson ka saag during winters. And that is the requirement. It is rich in antioxidants. It has a warming effect. And also here I would like to point out, I'm a vegetarian. My entire family is vegetarian. And so that stereotype that, Punjab means butter chicken, that is not the culture.
Okay. Thank you, Keerat. Thank you very much.
Just to add one sentence
for
to Keerat.
highlighting so many things. And I'll just share, madam, I'll just share one story. Keerat, just listen. It was 1993. We just passed our MD examination and we went to Vaishno Devi. Our group went to Vaishno Devi. When we are coming back, so one of our junior, he's having one of the relative at Pathankot. So we visited the Pathankot base and of course visited fighter helicopters and so many other things we enjoyed. And then we came to Amritsar, and when we are at Amritsar, so of course we have to visit the Golden Temple. So we were all tired for so many days, and we have gone, not by anything, but by our just going to the steps to the Vaishno Devi. So we were very much tired. So when we entered the Golden Temple, so there is always water flowing at the entry point. Keerat, am I right?
Yes, so, at all Gurdwaras, sir. At all Gurdwaras.
So, all Gurdwaras. So when I entered that entry gate, what a relief I got. So water flowing. So we just stayed 1 to 2 minutes there, water flowing, and every kind of tiredness going off. So then we entered and we did darshan. And after darshan, we were hungry as well as sleepy. So we found a langar. So we took a lot of tasty food. And then you don't believe, we just slept at the veranda. without any bed, without any matting, without any pillow, and we slept for 3 hours. Can you imagine? The sound sleep, which we cannot have even in the luxury hotel rooms, 5 or 7 stars, the kind of sleep which we have at the Golden Temple. I'm talking of 1993. So with this, of course, very good practice. You see, the religious places should be like this. All religious places should have the warm welcome. They should have. They should be calm and quiet, and they should be giving you whatever you wish, whatever you want. So that kind of religious center should be. So thank you, Kirti. I mean, Dr. Radha was telling something. Yes, Dr. Radha.
No, I was just telling that Keerat has rightly emphasized, and in all ancient scriptures, you would find that fat is very, very essential part of the diet, and fat is to be consumed in the way it was supposed to be, like clarified butter and not ultra processed butter. Even the oil she mentioned very well, and something which she could have added was that the sarson ka saag gives so many vitamins and fiber diet. Even the मकई का रोटी has वो मक्के के ऊपर का जो छिलका रहता है ना वो उसी में रहता है. That is why those rotis are mota. And so, actually that is what
this creates a kind of balance. Fat is there and fiber is there. So fat plus fiber, I mean, there will be no constipation and you will have a rather easy motion. Yeah, thank you.
And it feels good in the winter season. It is not like we will want it in summer.
Always,
so
always.
It's the requirement of the,
take aloo ka paratha,
requirement of the body in terms of nutrition.
Thank you that you clear the what is the difference between this Amul butter and your butter. I mean the Punjabi butter.
It should be called
I can remember the Bhagwan Lord Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna used to take makhan. So I think whatever the butter you are using, that is synonymous with makhan. What Shri Krishna used to take. So makhan is rightly mentioned 50% fat, 50% protein. But this butter is processed butter is 100% fat. So thank you very much for clarifying our concepts of this fat and butter and makhan. Thank you. Now from Hyderabad, you see I'm really thankful with Chess Council of India. They have given me today evening a private jet. So I'm flying on that private jet. Otherwise, how can I reach from Lucknow to Nagpur, Nagpur to Mumbai, Mumbai to, the Hyderabad to Ludhiana. Now my private jet is ready to launch, to step down at Ranchi. So Dr. Atri, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
So Atri is today the reserve force of our panel discussion. So now I'm really sorry for my Christian participant in this panel group. So Atri, I will come into the second round to you for getting something very small thing from the Hinduism also. But this time I want to know what are the special things about the lifestyle diet they have been described in the Christianity.
Wonderful. Let us be very crisp because lot of audience questions are in the pipeline. Every religion was discovered before antibiotics. Every religion was discovered before anesthesia. So, maximum religions talk wonderful about preventive medicine. It was very imperative in the era of pre-vaccination, pre-antibiotic, pre-anesthesia that you do not fall ill. Because falling ill may kill you or treatment of illness may kill you. Unfortunately, various muscle men try to distort the religious teachings to serve their own advantage. That is why nowadays we often see religion in a wrong light. But actually, at one time, religion was giving human beings the right method to survive in limited resources. Christianity, one very beautiful, they talk about happiness and love. They realized mental health is something very important because that time there was no entertaining movies, no entertaining serials, and there were a lot of wars. So it was very important that people stay happy to maintain their sanity. Again, I would never want to go into a debate with vegetarian versus non-vegetarian, but one very beautiful teaching was that if God has created something, it can be consumed. It may be vegetarian source, it may be non-vegetarian source. So we should never go into veg versus non-veg. What they told that if God has created, it may be consumed. if it is cleaned properly, if it is cooked properly, there should not be any discrimination between clean versus unclean. Hygiene and sanitation was very important. How you should clean yourself before entering the homes. These are followed even nowadays. And importance of music in everyday life. Music in everyday life is something wonderful that can keep you healthier, that can keep you happier. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Atri. Thank you, Atri, of course, for your wonderful input regarding the Christianity. Now, again, I'm going to the Dr. Vikas Oswal again. So I'm again flying to Mumbai. Dr. Vikas, are you there?
Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah. So yesterday only, I also came to know. I was knowing that you are actively involved in the field of tuberculosis, but only a few days back, I came to know that you are also actively involved in yoga practices, and you are Jain. That is also a news for me. So you see, so I'll ask one important question related to the Jainism and yoga.
Yes, sir.
If you see Jainism, there is practice of fasting. Dr. Agam has already mentioned. There is a practice of certain posture. And I will ask something about Buddhism also, because Buddhism and Jainism I find very close to each other. So first came the Jainism, then came the Buddhism. And most of the Jainism concept, I will not say they have been stolen by Buddhism, but they have been copied, or they have been among Jainism, maybe inspired. Buddhism people may have been inspired by Jainism, because Jainism also at the time that was on the peak. So the Jainism and Buddhism, both around 90% are similar. So you are representing now Jainism, Buddhism, and yoga. And I think Abri. So what is the importance of postures? You see, the Dr. Safi has also mentioned that 5 times if you do the prayer, the namaz. So if you devote suppose 5 minutes namaz, I don't know 5 or 10 minutes. So 5 into 5, at least 25 minutes you have devoted for some postures. Is it this yoga practice? Number one. So what is the relevance of various posture practices in various religions? Jainism, Buddhism, maybe other, and you are the yoga expert also. So please comment on this issue.
Definitely, sir. Sir, as I already mentioned over here, that yoga is not only about postures, but postures as well as your consciences and your consciousness. You need to deep dive inside yourself. So you need to have that coordination between both body and mind together to do or reach that aim of having this thing, the moksha. So in Jainism also, whichever procedures we do, or rather even in Islam, the way they read their namaz, have a very important role, a pivotal role in posture. In Jainism also, we sit in Padmasana. That's very important. In Padmasana, we actually have a good open chest, which may lead to a good respiratory techniques improves. There is a good breathing techniques which happens in pranayam, in Padmasana. When we sit over there, there is pressure points which are being pressed, which rather increases the circulation. That is very important. Certain physical postures, asanas, are very important. In Jainism, we do Pratikraman, we do Samaik, we do Chaityavandan, sitting in certain positions. Like, for example, one leg behind and knees touching the floor. That is the way we do Vajrasan or Supta Vajrasan. Vajrasan hum jab karte hain, we just fold our knees completely behind. We sit over the ankle joint and the knees are on the floors. So that asana basically really helps a lot in building up the circulation, as well as the return cardiac outputs increases. When you bend down to do Kamasanas, we give Kamasanas to our God, 3 Kamasanas or 5 Kamasanas. Same happens even in Islam region also, the similar way. When they bend down, that is where your cardiac output increases over there. Then when you again sit over here this way, so these postures, they do have got importance and roles. So everything over there was definitely had a scientific backup for everything, sir. Whatever are being preached over there do have their scientific importances over there. Coming back to our patients and our these things, we always ask them to sit in meditative position and then follow a breathing exercises. That is very important. Pranayam. for our COPD patients, for our asthma patients. It really do help a lot, sir. Especially when we ask them to do a pursed lip breathings. That is very important. That is just contract the lips and then just exhale as much as you can, so that there is a good exchange of carbon dioxide, exhaling of carbon dioxide, and the new oxygen can go inside. Same way, lom bilom is very important. It is second respiratory technique, a yoga technique, which really helps for our COPD patients also. Whereas we also follow it in our Pratikaman or Samaik sometimes over there. Some of the chantings we do with the sounds, that is you say a pattern that is Brahmari breathings. Brahmari breathings is where you just you where you do a sound, where plus you actually have a good this and so there is a position, and you inhale and exhale deeply. So this is how the exchange of air, which really it helps in a good exhalation. So as we all know, CO2 patients, there is CO2 retention in COPD patients who need a good exhalation techniques, and these postures also do help in COPD patients to exhale out the carbon dioxide. Same way, Ujjayi breathings, that's ocean breathings, where you exhale with a lot of sounds, with a lot of force. That is also equally helpful in COPD patients also. So there are certain techniques which go hand in hand for Jainism as well as for yoga as well as for our patients also. And apart from this, there are also many other techniques which are really important to increase the cardiac outputs, to increase help in good expansion of the chest for a better exchange of the gases, sir.
Okay, thank you, Vikas. Dr. Atri. Atri is our master of ceremony for today's evening. Dr. Atri, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Dr. Atri, now it is the time for the delegates who have joined, who have logged in, who are listening for 1.5, you see, very patiently. So this is their time. So if something has not been covered in our panel discussion, please keep such type of question, quick questions to the concerned panelist.
Yeah, definitely. We have one question. Dr. Sai Prasad from Vijayawada. How can these traditional methods help in managing chronic respiratory disorders? I think all of you have answered wonderfully regarding yoga, changing posture, breathing technique. Then Dr.
So
Harpreet or Sibia.
I will give half a minute answer for this.
Yes,
you
please.
See, if you see the pranayam, what is the pranayam? Pran plus ayam. In English, it is the extension of breathing. Normally, we inspire with a tidal volume, and tidal volume is the half liter, 500 ml. So this is the normal inspiration and expiration. When we do pranayam, this is the extension of breathing. We do not have the tidal volume breathing, but we have our inspiratory reserve too. So we are now breathing with inspiratory reserve capacity. So now we breathing with the 3 and 4 times greater than the tidal volume. So this leads to the exercise of all respiratory muscles, diaphragm, other respiratory muscles, and even the accessory muscles of respiration. Now, what are you doing in the gym? If you are doing this, you are making your biceps and triceps. And if you are doing the pranayam, you are making your ventilatory muscles strong. You are getting good tone. So whenever there is an emergency, if your ventilatory muscles are strong, what your doctor says, the ventilatory failure, muscle failure is there. Now I have to put the patient on ventilator. So if you are doing patient, my dear friends, you will not go on ventilator because your ventilating muscles are too strong. So that is the concept of pranayam for improving lung health. And in yoga and the COPD, for example, in COPD, there is a problem of retention of air. So whenever you do the pranayam or do partially breathing, so you are squeezing the lung and you are taking out the retention of air. So that's why you are adding as a pulmonary rehabilitation. I mean, this is a long debate, long question, but this is the basic concept of pranayam. Yeah, other questions.
One very beautiful message which Dr. Surya Kant just now get, that lots of hospitals and lots of patients are spending a lot of money for pulmonary rehabilitation, whereas all our ancient religion is giving it free of cost.
Yes, free of cost.
Nothing. You just need to purchase one mat or carpet, and you need to purchase that costume and nothing else. There is a question, Dr. Harpreet Kaur Sibia from Ludhiana.
Sorry.
I believe this person is, oh, okay, sorry.
Sorry.
I believe
Please
this
tell me
person
your
is
ID.
related to Dr. Keerat, and Dr. Harpreet is asking that public should demand pollution-free food, water and air for better immunity and lung health, because yoga cannot be everyone's choice.
Yes. Can I take that, Dr. Atri?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Radha.
Yes.
Dr. Radha. Yes, please.
What Dr. Harpreet has said is very, very important. And it's, free of cost, very easily practicable. What we call in Marathi, like we have so many home remedies, which in Marathi we call Aji Baitsa Batwa, which means your grandmother's pouch, which contains all medicines which are available in the house, right? Similarly, there is a concept of kitchen garden. अभी terrace garden में वो convert हो गया है, but you have to remember that in the olden times when the lifestyle was such that anything remaining was thrown out, आंगन में पेड़ों के पास डालते थे, ऑटोमेटिक उसका कंपोस्ट वर्मी कंपोस्ट हो जाता था, एंड मोस्ट एसेंशियल थिंग्स आर ग्रोन इन योर हाउस, बी इट भले वो फिर पान का पत्ता हो, बी इट तुलसी, बी इट कड़ी पत्ता, आई डोंट नो व्हाट्स द इंग्लिश नेम फॉर दैट, बट इट इज कॉमनली कॉल्ड एज कड़ी पत्ता ऑल ओवर अवर कंट्री, नीम के पत्ते. So whatever he has medicinal values. In fact, I have found, and I remember when I was small, we used to have even aloe vera plants going abundantly. So everything that was already there, somehow in the speed or when our lifestyle changed, our civilization adopted a fast progression. We have lost all these things. But if all these
Thank
things
you, Radha.
are
Thank you, Atri.
available,
You continue. Continue. Please take other questions.
Okay, I brutally interrupted Dr. Vikas Oswal, and next time he will not take my MDR patient when I refer them to him. So Vikas ji, can you kindly tell us first what I interrupted you, and second that can you tell us regarding any this study research regarding asthma in breathing disorder? Sorry, in yoga in this breathing disorder, asthma COPD. Vikas ji.
Sorry, my camera is on hold because of the technical problem over here. To be very frank, I would divert this question to Dr. Surya Kant sir, because today, after doing a lot of research, I found 21 papers, published papers on name of Dr. Surya Kant sir, which answered all these questions. And he has actually published 21 studies, which were along with ICMR. And sir, it would be not right if I answer this question. I would like you to answer this question, sir.
Okay, so I will take Dr. Atri. Dr. Atri, actually, we started the research on yoga and respiratory disorder in 2009. So first we one kind of PhD get enrolled under my supervision as a topic of asthma and yoga, role of yoga and pranayama in the management of asthma. And then, of course, the Dr. Guleria from the AIMS Delhi, he also took a project over the role of pranayama in the COPD. And before I and Dr. Guleria came into the picture, the first person in this country to get involved in the research of yoga, it was not a doctor. He was not a doctor. He was an engineer. He was a computer engineer. The name is Dr. H.R. Nagend from Bangalore. He first published in the British Medical Journal around 1980s the first Indian publication on yoga and the health. And then a lot of publication. The second, of course, the important name came the Dr. Viren Singh from Jaipur. And then from a lot of people, I cannot know. Even recently, I was an examiner for a PhD, the role of pranayama in the management COPD at AIMS Rishikesh. So I think we have a lot of researches on this field in all corners of the this country. And I also remember at this time, Dr. Agam. Agam was from Tamil Nadu. He was in charge of Tamram Sanatorium. And he also emphasized, because in southern India, we practice yoga pranayama here. In southern part of the India, they practice the Siddha. So he emphasized on Siddha. And my guru, my guide, in the Department of Respiratory Medicine at King George Medical College. At that time, it was Medical College. Professor Madhusudan Agnotri. He also started a lot of yoga, naturopathy, including the Jalniti practice. And recently, you will be surprised to know that Indian Council of Medical Research, they have sanctioned a project to us, our center, that what is the role of Jalneti in the management of allergic rhinitis. So everything is coming now. If you remember your children days, our grandfathers and father, even the Bade Papa, they used to have Jalneti, practice of Jalneti. If I ask the new generation what is Jalneti, they won't be answer what is Jalneti. But now everything is. So I think this is the pertinent today evening that we are exploring all our things which were practiced around 200, 300 years back. So since the starting of the civilization till 200 years back, what were practiced, I think we are discussing today. So Atri, can you have the other questions? Otherwise, we can have a final.
Yeah. Dr. Kumar Aman from Ranchi, he's a geriatric medicine specialist. He's telling that why we consider Laennec the father of pulmonary medicine, why not our own Indian Charaka and Sushruta?
Yeah. So yes, I think I can give the answer. Yes, it is. You see, when I just passed my MBBS, I was intern. I raised a question to my MD medicine professor. Sir, you said that Hippocrates is the father of medicine. It means that there was no medicine before Hippocrates? And he couldn't answer the question. It was year 1988, 1989. Now, since then, I asked and this question so many times at various platforms, and I couldn't get the answer. So then if you find my PPT, if you take my PPT, any PPT, and when I say Hippocrates, I will write father of modern medicine, not medicine, because it is true that before Hippocrates, there was a lot of medicine, Chinese medicine, Arabic medicine, Indian medicine, so many system of medicine. So yes, we regard Hippocrates. He did a lot of for the humanity, lot of for the medicine. So, but that is a different kind of medicine, modern medicine, what we call, or allopathy medicine system of what we call. And he is right, your Ranchi friend is right, that yes, father of medicine is Charak, father of surgery is Sushruta. There is no doubt about it. Father of even plastic surgery in the world, he is Sushruta. And if you go to the Melbourne, Australia, if you go to there is a place where Sushruta statue is there, and they are written that father of plastic surgery, Sushruta from India, around 600 BC. So he's right, and I agree with him.
If I may add.
Last question, Dr. Rafi. Dr. Rafi is raising in hand. Dr. Rafi, please.
No, earlier I just wanted to put in a small thing when you mentioned about the palliative care, one of the persons have put in, because today's discussion has been with the perspective about the religion.
Rafi, you mentioned, I was coming with this question only. What is the concept of Islam regarding the end-of-life care and palliative care?
Yeah. Sir, rightly, I mean, it's pretty much sure that all of modern medicine also moving towards taking up how the end-of-life care, even in the Islamic perspective, when you see that there is always in the Quranic verse where it says you need to respect life. What it means by respect life is you should not abuse it. So as a life, when you're looking at the palliative care, withholding the futile treatment. When it is futile, you see that doesn't seem to be end to it, and then you don't seem to be having a natural process of recovery. If it is futile, I think withholding the treatment is allowed with dignity and compassion for the life by the caregivers, and giving a spiritual support, family involvement, and caring for there is also a word has been mentioned, acceptance and surrender. So, I mean, as a modern practice, we won't do it at the last minute, but to take a right judgment as a clinicians, we encounter, like we have seen in the COVID practice, especially these kind of decisions. And one against when seeing the Western thing is in Islamic practice, they say that they don't allow the euthanasia. It is not equal to what we are saying. Allowing is different, and then making a conscious decision to take the life. So two different things. Euthanasia is not allowed, but with dignity and compassion, with withholding the futile treatment, and giving a palliative care. So these are the few points I think from the Quranic verses also I just wanted to mention.
Thank you, Rafi. Yes, Atri, is there any other question from our delegates?
One last question. Dr. Anil Barkul, Bede, he is one of our legal experts in various webinars. How should we take our food on dining table, sitting or sitting on the ground, ideally?
Dr. Radha?
Yes, sir. I'm there.
We should take food sitting on the dining table or sitting on the ground?
Ideally, it should be taken when sitting on the ground. And now it is more relevant because earlier you had a different living pattern. There would be the floor made of soil or ye gobar se usko karte the, and people did not, don't want to go back to that. But now you have wonderful homes, so you can really sit down and eat. But the first and foremost is, before we are talking about dining table and sitting down, the food which is taken together by the family is the best norm of taking. One. Secondly, sitting down, because it allows you to fold your legs, and the posture is such that chances of overeating are less. Your abdominal cavity is automatically reduced to an extent when you are sitting down.
Sorry to interrupt you, Radha ji. And in buffet parties, you are taking food on standing. So yes, I think this is the maximum opportunity to eat maximum.
It's not only about eating maximum. Basically, देखो, food खाना खाना एक ritual है. खाना खाना ये activity नहीं है. Understand? So if you want to get the nutrition, if you want to get pleasure, if you want to get to rejuvenate your body with that particular food, it should be done as a ritual. और आप अगर बैठ के और थाली में परोस के you sit together and you eat, it has a lot of advantages, not only from the body and food as a medicine, but also in maintaining the culture of the family where you interact with people. You know the likes and dislikes of others. They know what type of food you would have, or something. You keep a watch like something is being overeaten and that should not be done. और जो food habits develop होते हैं, जैसे किरट को आपने पूछा था, मकई की रोटी and सरसों का साग. So if you are sitting down and together, you would know in what combination the food should be eaten. Right?
Okay. Thank you, so Radha. Thank you. Atri, if there is no question from delegate, I will ask you one more question to you. Atri, are you ready? Sir. Okay, yes, okay, Vikas. Okay, Vikas. Add, yes.
हमारे तो ग्रंथों में लिखा है कि पता है खड़े रह के कौन खाता है? It's animal who eats in standing position. We are not animal. We are humans. So we need to attach to our ground, earth, so that we have that good positive energy and eat healthy in a sitting position.
Okay. Atri. Now coming to Atri, yes, is there any question left from the delegates?
No.
Because they are
we have taken all very the important audience.
Part of the panel discussion. No. So Atri, one question from you. In every religion, most of the religions, we do rituals, we do prayers. And we offer the agarbatti, dhoobbatti, I'm talking incense sticks. We do sometimes the ladies, they take this tika, sindoor, ghanti bajana. What kind of, is there any relation with the health for all these rituals?
After tobacco smoke, agarbatti smoke may be the best friend of pulmonologists. Agarbatti smoke can also cause lot of emphysema, obstructive airway disease, allergies, bronchospasm, bronchiectasis. In ancient times, the scientists discovered some wonderful chemical antiseptic technique and they invented these agarbattis. So incense stick was never for puja or devotion or religious ritual. It was basically to protect that area where the deity was kept from various, let's say, insects, rats, reptiles, etc. But sometimes we confuse it with devotion, puja. So this is basically a type of chemical antiseptic by the wonderful scientists of that time. So maybe that's why they also contribute to a lot of obstructive airway disease. I am sure every CCI doctor has a pujari ji at some powerful temple who is his or her patient because of
Yes.
this use of these agarbattis, etc.
Correct. I
If
have
we
so many
talk about
patients, Pujari. Yes.
if we talk about sindoor, sindoor is also a very powerful chemical. It can be a heavy metal kind of chemical also, and that also had more of an antiseptic role to fight lots of diseases. But no, I am not a female person. I have never got the opportunity to put a bindi or sindoor on myself, so I
Yeah,
would
I will
not
ask
want
this
to delve
question to
into that.
Radha ji. In the last, I will ask the question to Radha ji because it has
Yes,
got
please.
some pineal body relation or something. I don't know. I'm not aware of. So I will ask this question. So thank you, Atri. Now I'm coming to Dr. Agam. Dr. Agam, are you there?
Yes, sir. Very much here.
आज आप बहुत
enjoying
खुश
this
हैं.
meeting. Sir,
So
I'm thoroughly
Agam,
enjoying.
so this is the final round of question from the panelists, and then I will conclude. So your message for today's evening, what you want to give the masses? How this religion and concept of health, the ancient wisdom of the knowledge and wisdom about the health, diseases, and prevention. One simple message from your side.
So before I give this message, I must compliment you for this fantastic moderation. I get amazed by your moderating capacities. Sir, what I feel is for a student of science, everything is coincidence and he tries to rationalize everything. He tries to find out the scientific base of everything. And for a student of God or a believer in God, everything is miracle and everything is message of God. I think science without religion is lame. And religion without science is blind. You can't have religion and science in opposite direction. We have to make the perfect balance of this to live a perfect harmonious life. That's what I feel. I would
इसीलिए हम कहते हैं दवा से नहीं सिर्फ दुआ भी जरूरत पड़ेगी आपको ठीक होने के लिए. So we treat the patient dawa and dua, medicine as well as blessings from the, of course, Dharm Guru and the God. Okay. So thank you, Agam. Dr. Radha Munje. So
Yes,
one question and final message from your side. Question is, what is the females, they put the sindoor, the bindi, and so many things. We are not aware of this. Is there any relation with the health, the spirituality, or any kind of thing? And one final message from your side.
I'll put the message first and I'll answer the question later.
Okay.
See, this webinar has been an eye-opener and made us read so many things about ancient scriptures. You know, religion frames some guidelines to put ancient wisdom for people to be followed. अगर रिलीजन का फ्रेम नहीं रहा, जैसे हम टेक्स्ट बुक्स पढ़ते हैं हमारे और फिर हम वो फ्रेम में काम करते हैं कि क्रॉफ्टन ने ये कहा, गाइटन ने ये कहा, लव बेली में हमने ये पढ़ा. So similarly, I feel religion gives a frame of guidelines for us to follow. And the same is applied to health sciences and religion, which is quoted in the various ancient scriptures. Now, so I feel that everybody should try to follow the best possible things in the best possible manner. So whatever has been discussed in the webinar or has been already quoted, हम काफी चीजों से, like we were discussing about lunch and all, and we have come a long way to the Swiggy's and Zomatos. I'm not advertising for anything, but I'm just quoting it. तो उससे अच्छा घर का पका खाना. And what importantly I have learned is we eat food from the fridge, assuming that it's good. But I was told by one of my own treating doctors that जो पेट के लिए अच्छा है वो आपके शरीर के लिए अच्छा होगा ही, ऐसा नहीं है. We judge everything by whether it's affecting our GI or not when we are eating. So that is one thing. घर का पका खाना as fresh as possible if it is consumed. It's definitely elixir. आपका खाना ही आपके लिए अमृत है. आपका खाना ही आपके लिए दवा है. आपकी दिनचर्या, उसमें आप योग रखें, मेडिटेशन रखें, सारे रिलीजन्स जो हमने डिस्कस किए हैं उसमें से आपको जो भी अच्छा लगता है, which is applicable, which is adaptable to your mind and body, do adopt that, but have some discipline in life. So that is one part of it. Second, about coming back to the bindi. Yes, what you said, even I have read, and this is an analysis which has come. that the bindi hum jahan lagate hain, it corresponds to the pineal body inside. And we all know
that's
the
some kind of thing I
importance.
also heard. Yeah.
Yes. And we all know the importance of pineal body in regulation of body functions. That is one. Second, importantly, if we look at it from a human perspective, whether you are a male or a female, but if you come across anybody else who has put tika on the mind, तो आपका पूरा ध्यान वहां जाता है. So whatever good that you have is absorbed by the opposite person. At the same time, whatever evil thoughts that you have are dispelled away. They are kept away from you. So it is sort of, a receptive center as well as a repulsive center for good things. And that is why in older times, there was no distinction between a male and a female. टीका सभी को लगाना है. आप किस चीज का लगाते हैं will differ from place to place. आप कहाँ लगाते हैं that will differ from place to place. कौन से कलर का लगाते हैं may also differ from place to place. Thank you.
Thank you, Radha ji. So can I have one message, final message from Vikas? Vikas Oswal, yeah.
Yes, sir. It would be wrong if I not show this final slide of mine. That is, being a Jain. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, visible.
Yeah. So this is basically a Ambil Tap. It is a fast in Jainism. We do this fast for 9 days in a year, which come twice in a year. That is, in this 9 days continuous fast, we eat only for one time in a day, after sunrise and not before sunset. That is, to wind it up before sunset, only one time in a day we are allowed to eat this food. That is the food which do not contain, that day we are not supposed to have curd, sugar, ghee, milk, or any deep fried food. So this is the food which you need to eat one time in a day for a period of 9 days. And this fast we follow twice in a year. Now this is called as Ambil Tap. The best tap, if you ask me, I am a tuberculosis specialist, I am a TB specialist who is surrounded by TB patients 24/7, and we know that immune system is the backbone of our this thing, so we cannot diet. But I had reached 103 kgs. Trust me for this. I had OSA, I had hypertension, I started having fatigue, problem, health issues, and then my life got deviated from a normal food eating 24/7 person to a diet a conscious person as well as fitness freak person, where I started my yogasanas daily, and I used to do this fast twice in a year compulsory. And trust me, sir, this is the diet which you need to have, which have only protein and pulses in them. So by having this food, my immune system was never lost. I never lost my immune system because I'm having a good, healthy protein diet in a day. That is 9 days continuously, twice in a year, without sugar, without oil, without butter, without ghee, without curd, and no fried. Now just imagine the food which we eat. This was being preached by ancients, by our, gurus. So this is what is Ambil, and we need to follow such kind of this sort of intermittent fasting which we tell. And after having this, definitely for diabetic patients, sugar is going to come under control. For dyslipidemic patients, cholesterol is come under control. For hypertension come under control. For obesity, it is good. For OSA, it is good. I lost my weight from 103 to 83. Now I'm 83 with yogasanas and good healthy diet. So this is what we need.
Thank you. So thank you, Vikas. I think this is the best example of evidence-based and personal experience-based.
Perfect.
You see, learning is by two ways, experience-based and evidence-based. And you have given the evidence-based as well as your personalized experience-based. Thank you, Vikas. So now I'm coming to Dr. Rafi, your final message. Dr. Rafi.
Yeah, sir. It was a wonderful session. I am very honored to be part of it. And then your moderation has made it much, much smoother, and then burden is off from our shoulders. We're easily able to slide in and then answer, sir. And I mean, the perspective towards life, I think I told, because putting in line as an Islamic perspective as a life, and then it is in generalized as well and in Indianized. So I quote they say that in Quran, saying, we have appointed the night and the day as two signs. So you need to observe the two signs. You have a day and you have a night. Very nature has given a balance. So we are supposed to lead a balanced life, and then listening to the nature and then our body, and be able to apply ourselves with the healthy eating, moderation, hygiene, exercise, mental well-being, sleep, social connections, self-care, and final but not the least, gratitude. I think with that, we need to lead a life, I feel.
Thank you, Rafi. Yes, Keerat, Choti Benji.
Sir, I think everything has been discussed in detail, but all our religions are so vast and we are not as aware as we would like to be. I mean, there's so much in our, religion in terms of their vastness and what we can learn. But what I have learned is that being mindful of what you're eating in terms of nutrition, and also remembering God and being spiritually connected is the way for healthy mind and body.
Okay, Atri, final message.
All
After that, I'm concluding the webinar. Yeah.
All ancient religions stressed on pulmonary medicine, pulmonary health. So we must realize today that perhaps pulmonary medicine is the most powerful branch of medicine. And it is time for all pulmonologists to embrace that this decade is ours and coming decade is ours. So be on the top. Second, what is the importance of preventive health? Preventive health is very much needed rather than curative health. And all religions teach wonderful about preventive health. Thank you.
Thank you, Atri. Dr. Krishna, do you want to add anything? Because now I'm coming for my final moderator's comments. Dr. Krishna, is he here? Is there any one line or two line input from your side? No. Okay. Then thank you very much for the Chess Council of India and my esteemed panelists, Dr. Radha Munje, Dr. Agam, Vora, Dr. Vikas, Dr. Rafi, Dr. Keerat, and Dr. Atri. And we discussed in 2 hours. It was scheduled for 1.5 hours. Now it's 2 hours. So in nutshell, in conclusion, I can say there are a lot of points of similarities in the ancient various religions about at least lifestyle, health, and diet practices, and so many other things. Number one is that every religion says, take food as a minimum possible food. Food is a medicine. This is the concept from every religion, I would say. And that's why there is a concept of fasting in every religion also. Maybe it is the Navdurga, Navrat, maybe it is the Chaturmash, maybe it is the Rosa, and so many other the fasting practices in various religions. So food is the medicine, and fasting, which is now coming up as evidence-based intermittent fasting. So this has been our ancient practice in various religions. The third thing is issue of vegetarian and non-vegetarian. Yes, I agree with Dr. Rafi and Dr. Atri that we should not we should not fight each other for this issue vegetarian. I'm pure vegetarian. I favor vegetarianism. I propagate vegetarianism. But issue is that if this is basically dependent upon your geographical position also. For example, if the people in an island, for example, surrounded by fish, if they don't take the seafood, they can't survive. So suppose if any Bengali says that I hate fish, so this is not true. So Bengalis, they have a lot of ponds, lot of lakes, surrounded by, you see so many water reservoirs, and a lot of fishes are there, variety of fishes are there. So I think, so this fish is a main food for them. And similarly, in other coastal part of the states, you can say from north to west to so many parts, non-vegetarian is the main diet. And similarly, in the other part of the country, suppose the Western world and the Arabic world and so many other parts, the non-vegetarian diet is the main diet. So it is our choice. If we want to But of course, if we have any issue, then we have to assess whether the vegetarian food will be good for our health or non-vegetarian food will be. So most of these scientific studies, they have revealed that after 40 years, it is better to be vegetarian for so many reasons. It has been proven by so many studies. Regarding the spices, you see, kitchen is also another medical store. So that is my favorite saying, that if you don't have the open medical store, go to the kitchen, you will find. So Radha ji has mentioned so many things. So I think we have to explore again the nuske of the dadi and nani. And similarly, the importance of fruits and dry fruits. You see, when I'm talking, if you just search my YouTube channel and if you see the YouTube video on immunity and diet, then you will find I give one example of Hanumanji. Hanumanji has been one of the strongest part in the Ramayana. Was Hanumanji non-vegetarian? No, he was the fruit eater. So I used to say children, when they are asthmatic or allergic to so many non-veg items, then I said, follow the Hanumanji. Because ye to kya khate the? Khand, mool, phal. So this is about the fruit, importance of dry fruits. I think in the Islam also, the importance of dry fruits and dates, a lot of emphasis on that. So I think we have to recognize the importance of fruits and dry fruits for remaining healthy. And the prayers, postures in the all religions, maybe namaz, maybe holding the hands, and namaste. Namaste is also mudra. So I think during the COVID times, we have understood the importance of namaskar. When we say don't shake the hand, do namaste, because it is an ancient practice and it does not, spread the communication, COVID infection or any infection to each other. Once you shake the hand, idhar ka virus udhar ka virus idhar ka bacteria udhar ka bacteria idhar. So, I mean, this is the importance of certain practices, postures, and different kind of in different religions. And similarly, the lifestyle. Yes, lifestyle. For example, Jainism start with the sunrise and ends with the sunset. This should be our activity, and about the dietary habits. And now the modern medicine also says the importance of intermittent fasting and the early dinner and the gap between the dinner and sleeping time, that is at least 3 hours, and biological clock and so many other things. So, and the spirituality. Every doctor, whether you write R cross, some doctors write Om, some doctors something like this, and this is that whatever I am prescribing with the power of my God, power of my whatever we believe, my belief. So this is called the medicine and the blessing from God, dawa and dua. मैं कहता हूँ मरीज सिर्फ दवा से ठीक नहीं होता, दवा and dua से ठीक होता है. So yes, this is the power of prayer and spirituality. We have to practice. Then, of course, the charity, very important thing. What charity gives, as Dr. Radha Munje mentioned, that there are the all four concepts of the health in the WHO, also physical health, the mental health, and the social health and spiritual health also. And other than these 4 points, there are 9 corners of health also. And one of the corner is the breathing exercises, yoga, and so many other things. So I think Vikas has already mentioned the importance of yoga and the charity. And the Dr. Agam Vora said very important point, that is the concept of minimalism. हम कम से कम में अपना जीवन कैसे यापन कर सकते हैं, और जो हमसे ज्यादा है वो हम कम वाले को कैसे शेयर कर सकते हैं. सो टू शेयर, जैसे जकात कहते हैं इस्लाम में, और चैरिटी कहते हैं क्रिश्चियनिटी में, हम दान कहते हैं, ऐसे ही डिफरेंट जैनिज्म. सो जैनिज्म भी कहता है कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ मिनिमलिज्म. सो आई थिंक हम कम खाएं और कम आवश्यकताओं के साथ जिए. सो आई मीन दिस इज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ मिनिमलिज्म. I came to know the new concept, that is concept of minimalism, from the Dr. Agam Vora. Thank you, Dr. Agam, for this. And the sharing, caring, and loving. Sir. Yes, I asked you, where were you?
Sir, मैं audience list से देख रहा था.
I asked your input. Please give your input. I'm giving my final concluding remarks.
Sir, 20 सेकंड का फर्क होता है उसमें ऑडियंस लिंक से यहाँ पे.
हाँ,
मतलब वो 20 सेकंड देर से जाता है सर ऑडियंस.
अच्छा, ओ सॉरी. यस, प्लीज.
अभी मैं समझ लिया. हाँ. और आपने बोला हम नहीं, ऐसे हो सकता है क्या?
हाँ, वही मैं सोच रहा था, ऐसा तो हो नहीं सकता.
सर, आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टुडे बिकॉज It was in total covering the entire religious spectrum of India in total. But however, I do feel we need a part two for this webinar.
Yes, I
Why?
also
Because
feel that.
I still feel that we certain people could not talk much, and they were to actually ask much. I feel so, but it was the flow of the game, and I cannot stop it. If somebody is scoring at the other end, someone has to give support from the other end as a non-striker. So there were prolific batsmen also, but we were also having very good stand givers from the other side. So we'll have a part two of this webinar for sure.
Great.
After a long time, CCA has crossed 2,000 logins today.
Yeah.
And that is splendid.
Congratulations.
That is splendid, sir. And next webinar, we will touch upon again on those missed upon, even Islam or Sikhism or Jainism. I understand that a thorough talk was given today from all of them, everyone. But however, those who felt bad in case that they were not given much of the priority in today's webinar, I just tell them that it is just the flow of the game. Someday someone scores 150 in a cricket match and the total team scores is only just 220. The others will never feel bad because it is the team that has won today. Don't you agree?
Yeah, agree.
The team has won today. So there were some prolific scorers and there were some people who are giving stand to them. So however, I still feel that we'll have a part two of this webinar in a certain span, wherein we will pinch in with more salts to our existing dish. And it was today, for the first time, I feel that such a huge response from the audience. I am getting so many personal messages on WhatsApp from audience. Sir, how did you do this? We want more such webinars. Please go ahead. I'm getting so much of WhatsApp messages. So it's like
Great.
Everything. And whatever I'm doing today, give the credit to him.
Yeah, Krishna behind the Krishna.
I
know.
I'm named after him.
I know the power of Krishna inside the Krishna. Yeah. So thank you,
So
Krishna. And I'm again coming to my concluding remarks. So sharing, caring, loving, and happiness. I mean, these are the common, points of all across the religions. Whatever the religions born in India, our soil, born outside the India, and they come from, of course, outside, but they very much flourished in our country. And non-violence. Non-violence is also very common. No religion says favors for the violence. And if we come on this point of non-violence, then we can close the trauma center throughout the country. So because trauma, most of the trauma, they come from after the violence. Some comes, of course, from alcohol, excessive daytime sleepiness, because of so many other regions, traffic region and so on. But some trauma, they are also come from the violence. So we can cut short the load of the trauma center in this country. And then, of course, the very important thing which is told by the Dr. Atri, that all religions came into this universe or in this globe before the antibiotics, before the vaccines, and before the anesthesia. And that's why they were more emphasizing on the prevention part, which after the event in this invention of antibiotic, vaccine, and anesthesia, the preventive measures, they of course gone down. Now again, there is a time to increase the power of prevention, because prevention is better than cure. And a very important line, I would say, told by Dr. Rafi, that Islam says, withhold the futile treatment. Now, our modern medicine, in our medical schools, they always teach treatment. Even at the end of care, so much treatment. Ventilator, this, that thing, those of it. Now, nobody teaches when to stop the treatment. That should be the part of curriculum. And I can say that on the banner of the Chess Council of India, as a concluding remarks of this webinar, we can write to NMC chairman that yes, we should give some kind of the space in the syllabus when to stop the treatment. So this is very important message. And of course, end of life care, euthanasia. There were all the issues which are the modern issues, and we have to tackle according to the religious belief. So thank you very much again, the Dr. Krishna, Chess Council of India, and our esteemed panelists, Dr. Radha Munje, Dr. Agam Vora, Dr. Vikas, Dr. Keerat, Dr. Rafi, and of course our master of ceremony, that is the Atri. And I cannot forget the Vijay Chennam Chetty, who is always behind the scene, but he's a troubleshooter. And I'm thankful to our educational partner Lupin, and for the all technical support. What is his name? Vijay or
Vinod Yadav.
Vinod. I just forget his name. So Vinod. So thank you very much. Namaste, Shubh Ratri, and good night.
Good night, sir. Good night.